So my next section I want to talk to you about is what is the DOM, the document object model is what I need to talk to you about now. The document object model, and you're gonna hear what's called is the DOM is what we would talk with as well. So let me pick up where we left off last time with it. So if you recall, we did something like this from last time with it, and I had you go in and put in an alert box with it. Make sure you comment that out, or else if this is where we left off last time with it. So, or else this thing's going to be very, very annoying when every time you look at the settings for this thing, and you go over to your and look at this over in the browser with it. So let me just move this on the side, and for you see I comment that out. Let me just remove this, and and this would actually, it would be something live like this, and let me close this off with it. And if I refresh this, if I save this right here, and then I'm gonna have this, and this will always pop up like this all the time with it. So let me go ahead and click OK, and I like for you to, if you could, before we move on, comment that out for me, so that box doesn't pop up every time when we talk about this. The other piece I need for you to do is to set your Chrome browser. This is where the Chrome browser will come into play, is that set your Chrome browser as a default browser with it. So every time when we look at live server, it pulls up the Chrome browser for me. Can you do that for me? So let me go ahead and talk about what is the I'm going to go back to the index page over here. Let me just wipe everything off of this right here, and basically again the DOM is actually, I'm going to open up a clean notepad here, right? Here, let's see here. Do this. Let me pull up a notepad here, and I'm going to use that as a notepad so we can actually have a clean whiteboard to look at. So the question is, what is a DOM? All right. And the DOM is basically, it stands for the document object model with it. And this is where the whole World Wide Web organization, they came up with this idea of how HTML work with it. And I want to explain this to you as simplest as I can with it. You are welcome. I'm going to give you a website to look at, and we're going to look at the website the way how it explains it. They make it harder than it seems. I'm going to just water it down as simple as possible with it. So I'm going to give you this website if you want to copy it. It's www.3.org TR-DOM Level 2 Core Introduction HTML. You're welcome to type this up with it or follow along with what I'm about to tell you. So this is the website where I'm gonna copy this. I'm gonna open up a web browser. I'm gonna paste this in, and this is a lot of technical terms that are broken down in here with this. Well, you're welcome to read this through, but I'm going to explain to you how, after over the years, how the simplest work with it. Okay, so this is Dan's version, and this is what the book tells you. All right. So what is the DOM basically with it, and how does it all tie into what you're doing? You have to understand how it works with it. First of all, let me explain to you what is DOM stands for. The first word is document, and the second word is object, and the third word is model with it, and I'm going to explain to you what each one of them means right now. So the document is a file. Anything that's HTML file, document file, Word file, Excel file, Power, it is a file. A picture is a file. All right. So it's any file. All right. Object is basically is HTML. In this case, you have an object on this page. It's HTML tags. It's your head tag. It's your body tag. It's your H1 tag. Any tags or element that you put into the document is an object. M stands for model. Model is how it's laid out with it. So let me show you how this actually works with it. So you're familiar with our basic skeleton, right? So if I did this, and you basically have the HTML tag that's coming across this, and inside of this we, at the same level, let me tab in to show you the head tag in this tab. I'm going to close this off, and this happens to be the same level of this, nested inside of this. And then inside of that you have your body tag, alright? And you're familiar with, up to this point, what I call is the skeleton with this. Now, the way I want to explain this is the head tag, for example, has a parent tag of HTML. The body tag is also a child tag of the HTML. So the HTML is the parent tag of the head and the body. You see that? These are indented in. Alright, so inside your head tag, what do you have? The other tag is your title tag. Right, title tag. So your title tag, this is, I'm going to call this thing demo for Doom. Okay, so this is the title for that. Now, I'm going to use another example in here. Is I'm going to talk to you about is what if I use something that's a little bit more, such as H1, right? So in H1 tag, sample text, okay? So the sample text in here, H1 is a child of the body, and body is a child of the HTML. H1 is not a child of the head, or the title is not a child of the body. So you see how that's indented in, and you see how that works with it? So the parent one that you see it's all the way to the left here, that's the HTML. It has two childs. It has the head, it has the body. Inside the head, it has nested more of the other tags or child tags with it. Inside of between the body tag, you'll have other elements or tags that will be its child as well. So for example, if I did something like a little bit more elaborate, like form, for example, and inside of that I decided to create a button. Okay, so the button tag is a child of the form tag. The form tag is a child of the body tag, and the body tag is a child of the HTML tag. You see how all this fits in? This is what we call as a model. This is a model. Okay, so just to explain to you how the model works with it, and that's how you really think of how the models all come together with this right now with it. All right, so I thought I would lay this out for you to see again with it, and also let me just wipe everything off. And if I decide to put back in that that doc type, remember what we do is that doc type with it, and if I did tab, just put an explanation, hit tab, it just throws that whole skeleton on there for you. And again, you're welcome to indent in all the stuff with this. Well, this is just a basic skeleton for you to work with, so let's start with that much with it as well. Let me pause the video. This is in a part 1 of the Doom.